Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Talking Trends for April 4th,
Yes.
2018.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have so much difficulty remembering the date.
With all the technology we have at our fingertips, phones and laptops, we don't know what date it is
I don't
anymore.
get it. I don't get it.
We need to,
ladies and gentlemen.
we just need a calendar. The simplest thing is a calendar in front of us.
This is true.
We'd still get it wrong.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Shouts out to everybody tuning in. We really appreciate your time. We do this from Monday to Friday from 5 o'clock. And again, happy hump day, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
And again, thanks for tuning in. We got a doozy of a show.
We do.
I don't know where I was going.
I don't know
with
what
that.
I was doing with that. I have no idea.
But we have a great show.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's also the April Challenge. And the April Challenge is Dictionary Challenge.
Ooh, yeah.
So myself and Tony will have to incorporate a random word from the dictionary.
A difficult word, usually.
Yep. And incorporate that word in one of the stories today.
Yes.
So
It's a word. What's the word?
today's word is, oh my God.
Oh, man. Come on. Can you make it? What, cat? Is that a word we can
I wish.
Yeah.
Otolith. Otolith. Calcium.
Can we switch a word?
You know what? Yeah, let's just
That
switch.
seems like super hard.
Yeah, I don't think that's even possible.
You couldn't even read the definition.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep going for a
Yeah,
second.
let's see what we got. Something that's something. Something that sounds English.
They're so crazy. All these words are absolutely,
Listen, dictionary, smarten up.
yeah.
Give us some good words.
Tick. Cover of a mattress or pillow.
Tick.
Tick.
Cover of a... That's what they call it?
I guess.
Really?
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I. I just thought it was a...
We can do that. That's doable.
That's doable.
That's doable. It's not doable.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time tuning in to Talking Trends, we just take interesting topics from around the world and then we bring them to the attention of you and to the comfort of your home.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of podcasts, this one's done live. So people in the live chat, tune in. We would love to hear your opinions and comments on our stories today.
Yeah.
And we got some good ones.
Oh, we do.
Let's set it off like this, ladies and gentlemen.
What we got? What we got?
AirAsia. Interesting situation coming from one of their planes. Abusive woman angers AirAsia passengers by upgrading herself
Yeah. Why not?
to premium seats. She didn't pay for them. She just got up and,
Sometime maybe she deserved an upgrade, she thought, maybe.
hey, man, she made it to a certain age in life. And she was like, you know what? I deserve this.
Certain passengers did not agree with her.
And yeah, a lot of people didn't agree. Rightfully so.
No.
Up next, Tony's going to talk about the interesting rules that are given to NFL cheerleaders.
The deep, dark secrets, if you want to be a cheerleader in the NFL. Some things you can't do.
It sounds horrible.
It sounds very bad. And it's actually not too good. So,
And then coming from Canada, for some reason, this Alberta man with cognitive challenges was given a credit card, and he racked up $8,000 in debt.
the evil credit card company
Right?
strikes again.
And finally, speaking about evil,
Oh, my God.
Russell Simmons is now accusing his rape accuser of lying.
He's pulling the reverse move here.
Right?
He's like, I'm not evil.
He's doing.
She evil.
He's like doing the yin and the yang. He's
Yeah,
just trying to.
he's saying, listen, I got proof. It wasn't me.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see whose side we're on at the end of the story.
Let's lay out the case, and then you guys can decide.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
But for today, for Talking Trends in history,
Yeah,
Tuesday, April 4th,
it's a big one.
1968,
Yep.
Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He was only 39 years old, ladies and gentlemen.
See, I thought he was older than that.
I know, right?
Wow.
I thought so too. That's how ignorant I am to history of black history
Of
I'd
your
say.
own people.
Of my own people. Unbelievable.
You know, that happens.
But yeah, I also didn't know he was that young.
No, I'm
crazy.
surprised to hear that, actually.
Yeah. And also on the other spectrum of things, happy birthday to one Robert Downey Jr.,
Yeah, Iron Man.
a.k.a. Iron Man.
Yeah.
Also got a good movie, a new Avengers movie coming out at the end of the month.
Ooh, daddy.
Shouts out. I'm waiting quite patiently for that.
You're going to check that out.
Oh, my God.
Hit that D box.
First, yeah, maybe.
You got to.
probably
That's an
will.
action movie, baby.
It's true.
Cost you $4,500, but it's all worth it when your ass shaking in the seat.
This is true.
You know?
Yeah, the D-Box are crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I recommend having a D-Box experience at least once in your life.
D-Box it at least one time. You'll never go back.
Right?
Yeah.
I actually went back because it's really expensive.
Damn you.
Yeah. Speaking of upgraded seats and such.
Yeah.
You like that one?
I like that.
A woman was shamed back into her seat on an AirAsia flight after trying to upgrade herself to priority seating.
Back where you belong.
3 times. She tried to do it 3 times. Not once, not twice.
That's some balls in that lady right there.
Thrice. The woman had booked standard seats for the 4-hour flight from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Hopefully I pronounced that right. Don't hate me, ladies and gentlemen.
Kuala isn't it? Or
I don't know.
Okay.
Malaysia to Hong Kong.
There you go.
However, just before takeoff, the woman moved up to a priority seat, which cost about $38 extra. Right?
Yeah.
An AirAsia crew member asked the woman, to politely move back to her seat, informing her that she could purchase priority seating on her next flight if she wanted.
Right.
After a fuss, the woman went back to her economy seat where all the other bums hang out.
Yeah, lowlifes.
However, the woman returned after takeoff and tried to climb another priority seat again.
She doesn't give up.
And then again. A crew member asked her to move the second time, getting into another argument with the woman, who eventually relented and moved back to her seat. Then the third time, the woman tried to take a priority seat, and she became brazen and laid down across all the seats in a row, angering other passengers in the premier seating area. So she found an empty row, and she was like, you know what? Third time's the charm.
Yeah.
I'm not going back. I'm going to lay myself out flat.
I'm taking all the seats.
Taking all the seats. So
Nice.
she, like $38 times 3. She just took it. Right?
Yeah. I can see that.
So
For the sake of that amount of money. Like, come on. Can you just pay the money?
I moved this honestly be like, here's $40.
Yeah.
Take $2 tip and just let me sit here.
But you can't have them all. You can't sit in the whole row.
I think, you know what, at that point, if
She
I
was
was
in protest mode.
if I was a stewardess, or like, is what's the name for a steward? A steward for
no.
a guy, or steward?
Flight attendant.
Oh, flight attendant. Okay,
Because that covers both sexes.
There you go, Tony. Yes.
Flight attendants.
So if I was the flight attendant, I would just be like, you know what? Lay across all the seats. Just
You
make
would?
Sure,
You'd
just,
fold?
Just make sure you buckle up during
all your body parts.
well, just like, while you're like during turbulence and when we're landing. That's all I ask. I can't be bothered to take care of this person all flight and put up with their shenanigans. Like, you're really going to put up with that the entire 4-hour flight?
But
up
you
and
have
down?
to, man, because the premium passengers are going to be pissed.
I'm going to be mad if I was a premium passenger, if I constantly see this person coming up and coming down, coming up and coming down.
That's what I'm
coming
saying.
up and coming, like, you know what? Just stay there. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't know. It wouldn't. I wouldn't know. Like, I just, like, if I were in premium seating and I
Right.
just saw this lady sit in a seat, I would just assume that she has paid for it. I would, well, obviously
Okay.
now I would know if she got kicked out 3 times.
Well, yeah, of course. But I mean, if she gets, yeah, exactly. She's up there the first time, she gets thrown back, automatically she doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I could care less.
But you paid extra.
I won't care.
What gives her the right to come up? She didn't pay extra.
Bah, I
All
know.
right, let's say if it wasn't, say if it's the monetary value. Let's say you pay $200 extra for your seat, and she just comes right up and sits up there. She didn't pay $200 extra.
If I knew the situation, yeah, I'd probably be a little bit mad.
I mean, like.
But if I don't know her and she's just going to sit there, then I'd be like, whatever. And I'll just mind my business anyway. I just want the plane to land safely.
I agree.
I could care less. It's not like butting in line.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Well, you're not.
Isn't it?
You're not paying to, like, I'm not paying to stand in line.
No, but if I paid extra to be in this line and you didn't pay extra and you came into my line, I'd be like, get the fuck back in that line. You didn't pay your extra money.
I see what you're saying.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I have a major problem with that.
I don't like butting in line. I don't like people who butt in line.
Yeah, well, how does she have the right and the privilege to be somewhere she shouldn't be? Listen, lady, you got 38 pounds. You can pay extra. You can get up there. It's fine. You can sit up there as long as you pay. Otherwise, take your ass back to coach. Listen to and this is once again people that don't listen to flight attendants. Flight attendants must have like the hardest job right now when it comes to annoying fucking people they got to deal with. Like,
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, it's up there. It's probably top 20 annoying job for people.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how do you deal with someone like that who just thinks, oh, I can just do what I want up here?
I think that's what people and humans think anyway. They basically feel that way all the time. Just like, I feel like I'm going to do this and that all the time, and I'm just going to try and get away with it.
But sometimes it ain't right.
Oh, it's not right.
People.
Because you know what? Then we wouldn't have a show if it was right.
Agreed.
Right?
Shouts out.
Shouts out to all those ignorant people for
Give us
giving
some
us
shit to talk about.
Right? Because this would be a very boring show.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. So, Carrie says, I'm surprised she was able to try 3 times before they had to tie her down and turn her around.
And well, that's another thing too. It's just, when do you, as a flight attendant, tell the pilot, like, this person's being a little, I don't know, ridiculous.
I mean,
right now, should we land the plane?
Yeah.
What are the checks before you have to like make I guess emergency landing
before they become I don't know. She wasn't a threat, and she wasn't. I guess if it's a threat or a potential danger, but you don't know what her intentions are. I don't know. Is she just a cheap ass and wants to sit in nice seats, or is she trying to get closer to the cockpit to do something maybe ain't right? I don't know. She's just trying to get some free shrimp. I don't know. Arthur says chuck her out the window. Might be a little extreme. That's just me.
Hey, you know what? You got to send a motherfucking message.
Hey, you got to send a message. You got to put it out there.
You have to, ladies and gentlemen. These people they have too much gall these days.
Yeah.
There's no respect going on.
They've got to get out the window. They got to go.
Yeah.
Karen says people pay a whole lot extra for those seats. She has no right. People that start shit and don't listen while they're flying should have to pay serious penalties. And we talked about that the other day with the guy who had to pay potentially a gas bill for the plane. It was like 17 grand for causing an emergency landing. This isn't as extreme, but I understand the point.
No, and I get it. And like, you know what? I think in those cases where this sort of thing happens, that person should not be you should be not allowed to fly AirAsia or flights for quite some time.
This is where that system comes in, where you mark them down with the stars. You're a half star right now. You're a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a list that they have, like a problem for problem passengers, or is that like?
I'm sure they've been taking some notes. It's kind of like one of those lists that they got at the Dome. They should have that. Just scan your ID.
Yeah.
And be like, sorry, ma'am.
I agree.
You've had a couple problems here, so
that's a good idea. That's a great idea. They scan your ID, your passport when you go up there. They scan it. Well, this person has 3 incidents on the plane. Well, you can't come on the plane.
Right. I think 3 incidents, 1 incident's enough for me.
3 is like a 3-strike rule.
I think it should be a 1-strike rule.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
You act a fool on a plane.
You're gone. You got to fly somewhere else.
You got to fly with someone else.
1 year suspension.
Yeah. You go on WestJet or something.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're demoted.
So it shall be done.
Yeah, so you have to fly with WestJet for the rest of your life.
Ooh, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Shouts out to WestJet.
Shouts out. Very, very nice flight service.
Yeah, sorry.
Up next, NFL sports. But kinda. The deep, dark secrets that go on behind NFL cheerleaders, and what does it take to be such cheerleader?
They always look so happy out there.
These girls look happy now.
They're not happy at all.
Oh my god!
There's a lot of rules and regulations, I guess, when it comes to being a cheerleader in the NFL. For example, cheerleaders for the Carolina Panthers team, known as Top Cats.
I think those are stupid names.
You could have come up with something better than that.
That's true.
One of the rules, they must arrive at the stadium on game days at least 5 hours before kickoff. That's a lot of time before kickoff.
Oh, man.
Body piercings and tattoos must be removed and covered. Water breaks.
You got to remove that tattoo, man.
Water breaks can only be taken when the Panthers are on offense. So, God forbid they're on defense, too.
For like an hour?
You can't drink anything. Right? Top Cats must leave the stadium to change into their personal attire. That one kind of shocked me a little bit. I thought, in the locker room, you can change. So that means you arrive at the stadium 5 hours before in uniform. You're sitting there in uniform for 5 hours before the game even starts.
So they just laid out all their cheerleading gear at home.
Yep.
On their ticks.
Oh man, that was good.
That's not too bad. It's like you lay it on the bed and you lay you lay your Top Cat toque on your tick.
On your tick, pretty good.
And then you suit up 5 hours before the game. It's kind of crazy.
It's pretty good. You got it early with the second story.
Had to slide it in there, my friend.
Well done, well done.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens cheerleaders were subject to a regular weigh-in.
Oh man.
As they're expected to quote maintain ideal body weight. According to the handbook from 2009, the Cincinnati Bengals, they call them the Bengals, for the cheerleader.
Oh my God,
These names are horrible.
Yeah, like, where's the creativeness?
Or even more precise, in recent years, cheerleaders had to be within 3 pounds of their ideal body weight.
It's like, so what do you do? I'm a cheerleader. Or it's like, oh, I work. Where do you work? I'm a Ben gal.
I'm a Ben gal.
Wait, so are you single, or is your boyfriend named Ben and you're his gal? I'm confused.
Ben Gay.
Yeah,
That's what it reminded me of. Some cheerleaders.
You're
some
Ben Gay.
I am Ben Gay. It's my porn name. Some
what are you trying to say, Tony?
Nothing. Some cheerleaders must pay. What happened? What happened here? We had a good show.
Yeah.
It's reputable to a certain extent.
Then we just took the detour.
And now it's all over.
Yeah, we just
I can't do it.
Old Ben
the
Gay over here.
Gays. Some cheerleaders must pay hundreds of dollars for their uniform, which is insane that you make the cheerleader pay.
You would think.
The least you could do is provide
You
me.
would think the organization such as the NFL or a team would have enough money to be like, don't worry about it. And you know what? I hate when workplaces do that. They take it off your paycheck to pay for a uniform. Like, wait, what? Like,
I don't get that either, man. It's crazy. But I guess then they figure you're going to take care of it more.
That's stupid.
It is kind of stupid. And they are also paid no more than a little bit over minimum wage. Cheerleaders must sell raffle tickets and calendars and appear at charity events and golf tournaments, yet they receive none of the proceeds. Cheerleaders' handbooks, 7 of which have been reviewed by the New York Times, including personal hygiene tips like shaving techniques and the proper use of tampons.
Shaving techniques.
In some cases, wearing sweatpants in public is forbidden. And we're talking about on your own time. You can't wear sweatpants in public.
Wow.
I don't know. You don't have the right really to tell people when you're paying them that little too on top of it all.
That's another thing. Yeah, if you were paying me like a good 6-figure salary,
I get it.
I might adhere to those rules.
I get
But
it.
if you're paying me less than minimum wage and I got to do all this extra stuff,
That's not good.
I don't know. Your boy's going to be wearing sweatpants with my name splashed on the ass cheeks.
On the buttocks.
Right on the buttocks.
According to the NFL, teams even try to place extensive controls over how cheerleaders conduct their lives outside work. This includes limiting their social media activity, as well as the people they choose to date and socialize with. Restrictions are placed on their nail polish and jewelry.
Oh my God! What if you actually love somebody?
Forget about love.
What about a cheerleader loves a man?
Nothing to do with
But
it.
he doesn't fit the bill for what the NFL considers appropriate dating.
He's got to go.
He's got to go.
He's done.
You're dating TK? We can't. He doesn't fit the bill.
No, we don't like him.
He's gross.
He's got to go.
He stinks.
He's black.
Yeah, he's
he cannot
black.
be your date.
Oh my God.
We have a big thing here in the NFL against black.
Yeah, we like them playing for us, but making love to our women.
No.
Yeah.
We can't have that. Anyway.
Man, what a crazy show.
You know, it happens. It happens. And I think there was something here about the Raiders, unfortunately. Quote unquote, the club's intentions is not completely to control the behavior of women, even when they are not actually at their workplace. I think this came from, let me see, Leslie Levy, who represented cheerleaders who sued the Jets and the Oakland Raiders.
Okay.
It's an issue of power. We see a disparate treatment between the cheerleaders, the mascots, anyone else who works for the team. I can't think of another arena where employers exert their level of control. This level of control, even when they're not at work, I think that goes beyond. I think when you're working for them, cool. You're at the stadium. Maybe there's certain conduct you have to.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
I
get
understand getting to the game. I don't know. 5 hours seems a little much for me. 5 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 to 2, 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Hours before, work on your routines with the ladies. Then I get the tattoos and piercings probably having to be covered. Get that. That's perfectly fine. That's doable. No problem.
Yeah.
But the fact that when I clock out,
Yes.
they're still digging in their NFL claws
Yeah.
and being like, this is how you're supposed to act. And by the way, we don't want you dating black people. No, I'm just kidding. This is not a thing, but I mean,
I didn't report that part.
No, but seriously, it's like there seems to be crazy controlling.
Yeah. No, it seems to be out of control. Especially like you said, when you're off the clock and you're not in the stadium and you're not in work mode, what right does any employer,
Yeah.
have the right to tell you what to do
Yeah,
or
Tony,
not to.
what right do you have to tell me what to do after talking trends?
I do not do that. A lot of people commenting. Karen says this is crazy. I was so shocked to hear about how much cheerleaders have to pay for and how little they get paid. Carrie says seems like a pretty shitty job. Besides the fact that you get to go to every game. Well, I think it's a small price to pay actually, or it's not much of a reward.
No.
You know, you're working the game. You're not enjoying any of it.
Do they go to the away games as well?
No. Well, because the away, the cheerleaders from that team.
Right, that's what I
would be there.
figured. Right, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Irvine says, no sweatpants on their own time. Big question mark. Those cheerleaders need a sound lashing from our man TK. Would you volunteer for... Why would they need a lashing? They're the victims in the situation. But he would give them a lashing.
I would give him a nice motivational speech for every game.
With his tongue.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Tony.
whoa.
Okay.
It's not that kind of show.
You took it there.
Carrie says, what kind of sick person made these rules? I would assume that's the commissioner. Or it could be the individual team. I don't know.
Third Tony.
Or me. No, I let them wear whatever they wanted all the time.
Sure.
My friends cheer for the Edmonton Eskimos. Shouts out to the CFL. There's no pay, tons of work they have to do to stay on the team. So even worse than the CFL, you don't get anything.
That's crazy, man.
No pay. That's a little crazy.
I just don't understand these organizations that bring in millions upon billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Don't want to shell out, I don't know, couple grand for your cheerleaders.
Yeah.
For the lovely ladies who put on the smile every Sunday or whenever you play a home game and act like nothing's wrong, acting like they can date whoever they want to date after the game, acting like they can wear comfy jogging pants and eat ice cream.
They think they are.
No, and they can't, ladies and gentlemen.
Cannot.
The sad truth is they can't.
They can't. It's a sad thing.
Sad thing.
We should start a
documentary.
Some sort of documentary or some sort of fund for them. All right, I see people commenting about push-ups. The push-up thing is over. That was only for March. No more push-ups. We're doing the word thing just to let you guys know. We pick a word out of the dictionary. We have to use it on the show. It's a very awkward word in most situations, something you wouldn't use in normal sentences on a regular day. Today's word was tick, which is the cover over a pillow, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so which TK has already managed to work into a conversation I have yet to do. I will today. So we can swear. We're back to swearing. We're back to satellite radio standards, so we're good to go.
Very nice.
I'll do a quick roll. There's a lot of people on here.
Shouts out to everybody.
Shouts out to everybody. Jeanette, Carrie, Tara, who else? Irvine. Tara says, Tony, please say, oh yeah, again in that beautiful Barry White voice you got. Oh yeah. Kathy, Julie, Arthur, who else? Karen, Joe, who else we got here? Oh my God, so many people. Tiwu in the house as usual. Thank you, brother. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh, Jonathan Cromwell in the house.
Shouts out.
In the house.
He has a fire Facebook thread going right now.
Ooh, it's hot.
It's hot.
Go check it out.
Sizzling, ladies and gentlemen.
Check it out.
You want to talk about a trending post? You check out his timeline.
He's lit.
It's lit over there. I'm staying out of it.
Chantel, Mary, and I'm rolling. I think that's it. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we done talking about NFL cheerleaders, or you still want to carry on?
I think we're good.
Think we're good?
We're done.
Yeah, I think the NFL has to. I mean, hopefully, these guys get together. On a final thought, I think these guys should get together and I don't know, do something about this.
I don't know. Oh, Chris Rogers also shouts out. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how long it's been going on. I mean,
forever.
The team.
Well, I knew about the calendar thing. Like I heard they got paid low, and this was years ago.
Yeah.
And I heard about like they make some money from when they sell calendars and stuff like that. But I mean, you telling me this about what other teams do? It seems to be a little bit slightly different, but the same for every team. But I mean, gosh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn,
anyway,
baby.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, and I don't know. We'll see what happens.
If I had an NFL team, ladies, you can show up an hour before the game. That's up to you. You can have uncoordinated dance moves. You can wear whatever you like. I like some kind of coordination.
Well, they got to train a lot. I know I've seen documentaries where they do.
You guys can train a little bit for my team. Nothing crazy. There's no weigh-ins. You're beautiful as you are. come on, come play for TK.
Yeah, play for that team.
Play for my team. Eat whatever. Date whoever the hell you want.
Ooh.
As long as they're
You
not
just got
like,
no rules.
Kinda. I said show up an hour before games.
That's not bad.
Yeah, just don't date any like murderers.
No guarantees.
Yeah, no guarantees. Or crazy people.
Yeah.
Wear jogging pants. Hell, wear jogging pants to the game.
Why don't we get some Talking Trends cheerleaders?
Okay.
We'll do it right in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, anything goes.
Show up an hour before the show.
An hour before the show, and we'll have donuts.
Yeah.
You can fraternize with us, and you can be black and white, whatever you want to be.
Yeah, we
got no rules.
We don't discriminate at all.
No weigh-ins, no nothing.
Nothing. All shapes, all body sizes. It's a happy place over at the Talking Trend studio,
I like it.
right?
Shouts out to Yogi who just joined us. Thank you, brother.
Number one.
All right, let's move on from the cheerleaders. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we were really squeezing that
Sorry.
one. Classic Tony.
Sorry.
Dropping.
Said cheerleaders.
Yeah, get all crazy.
I get nuts.
Oh, greasy fingers. Ladies and gentlemen, an Alberta man with cognitive challenges was given a credit card, and he racks up $8,000 in debt.
Yow.
I mean, I've done that. I don't have any problems cognitively.
He does it all the
Yeah, I
time.
do it all the time.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. What's so special about that?
Yeah, what's so
fucking story?
special about this guy?
Come on. Why did he get the headline?
Yeah, what the hell?
Shit, I should get the headline every month.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen.
An Alberta man with cognitive impairments racked up an $8,000 credit card debt, leaving his friend and advocate to ask how he was given the card in the first goddamn place. Henry, who goes by the nickname Tigger, has an IQ of below 70. He lives independently in Whitecourt, Alberta, with some supports and non-profit society in town. Excuse me. For years, the arrangement seemed to work well. Okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry, we're hearing some interesting noises in the background right now.
What is that?
He was able to keep on top of his rent payments and other bills. He receives about $1,600 every month from the province's assured income for the severely handicapped program. Man, $1,600 a month, that's not too bad.
Rolling.
That is just, sheesh. Okay.
Killing it.
Several years ago, Tigger was signed up for the Canadian Tire Options MasterCard. Goddamn Canadian Tire.
They'll get you every
They'll
time.
get them. They don't discriminate whatsoever.
Nope.
His last bill listed his debt was $8,127. The minimum payment was set more than $600. And the interest rate, check this out, 26%. Ooh, that's crazy.
Whoa.
26% interest rate?
Whoa.
Listen.
Canadian Tire, are you not ashamed of yourselves?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
So I think with Tigger's cognitive abilities, he should never have gotten the card in the first place. He would never willingly have got it if he understood the ramifications, said Dennis Watson, a longtime family friend and advocate. I don't even think it's his reading ability is such that he could fill out the form by himself. I was mortified. So yeah, he was thinking he doesn't have the actual ability to fill out just the basic information.
Right, wouldn't even know that.
So obviously someone from Canadian Tire was filling it out for him. The Tigger also understands his debt got out of hand. So at least he understands that.
Okay.
It's gone kaplooey. Now my card is way too high. Quote unquote. He went into the local Canadian Tire store a few years ago, was asked if he was interested in a credit card. He provided identification to a saleswoman who filled out the application form. So she filled it out. And then he signed it. You know what I don't like? You know what's really gets on my nerves?
What chaps your ass?
A lot of things. But this particular situation, if I'm going to like a grocery store and I see that motherfucker standing there,
oh, he's coming for you,
right in the produce section, quietly standing there. I'm trying to avoid him or her, and then all of a sudden, hey, how you doing? Do you have no? Leave me alone. Like, ladies and gentlemen, can we just put that to an end? Do you think we're at a point in time? It's the year 2018. If I want a credit card, or anybody wants a credit card,
right?
Do you think they should be well versed and be like, maybe I should apply online? There should not be those jobs anymore. I find them annoying. And also people that knock at the door. But that's a whole other show.
Whole different situation.
Whole different show. But
That's
yeah,
a tough gig, though.
that's a tough gig. And you know what? And there's another piece. As I was saying it, like I get it. It's a job. It's a job. And you know, some people have to do certain jobs. But I don't think I don't like that job.
I don't like it either. Actually, I know that when I go sometimes to get gas, I'll go to the Canadian Tire gas station, and they'll be outside, right by the pumps.
Yep.
And I'll tell you right now, they're steering customers away. Because I'll totally go down the block or 2 blocks or 10 blocks to get away from that situation and go to another gas station. Just if I see them out of the and I see them there, I'm just like, nope, I'll keep driving.
You know the game already. It's just like, do you want free groceries? No, I don't. Like, I don't. I really don't. Leave me alone.
Yeah. But I mean, this situation with the Canadian Tire card that he got, they do the same thing in Canadian Tire. Yeah. So he wouldn't have had to fill out the application. It's true. They will fill it out for you.
Right.
All you got to do is sign
it. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's like a trap almost, but.
So then he says, I had to wait 1, 2, 3 weeks. Then it was in the mail, he said. He brought groceries, and he booked his first trip. Guess where he booked his first trip to, Tony?
Ooh.
Guess where he booked it?
Florida.
No.
Oh.
Nova Scotia. Shouts out.
Really?
Tigger came here for his first trip to see friends in Nova Scotia. Horrible idea, sir.
Oh, God.
So he spent money on gifts, souvenirs. He's clearly stopped in at the Clearwater at the airport, probably brought back some lobster.
Yeah.
He also, this is a bad one, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a credit card, borrow money on the credit card.
Don't, big no-no.
See, don't put that in the machine.
Don't ever do that.
Yeah, but again, this is why a lot of his advocates and people who take care of him were really mad when they found out he got the credit card in the first place.
Right.
Was he just, he probably thinks it's just like a debit card or what have you. He's using it just kind of willy-nilly.
Right. Yeah.
So as time went on, the bills started to add up. And then what does any good credit card company do? They increase the limit.
Of course, you deserve more.
Right? We know that you're spending, and we realize your limit's just a little low, so we're going to jack that baby up.
You need a little more.
So by last November, he was getting phone calls to repay the debt. That's when his advocate learned of the situation and tried to work out a payment scheme or plan with Canadian Tire Financial Services. Initially, the company would not budge. Obviously, he got some benefit out of this, and so we're looking to cut the interest and give him payments that he can afford to make on his very limited government disability. They were not willing to do anything, Watson said last week. One day after an inquiry from CBC News, Watson said Canadian Tire had agreed to a payment plan that Tigger could afford with no interest, thankfully.
Ooh.
So they cut the interest at least.
Okay, that's good.
In a short email to CBC, a spokesman from Canadian Tire Corporation wrote that the issue had been resolved. In Alberta, people with intellectual disabilities sometimes have friends or relatives who formally oversee and manage their finances, but not always. So this is what's happened in this case, ladies and gentlemen.
Sad.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like he's being taken advantage of, and that's the thing. It's just like, hey, just sign this piece of paper. What? Don't worry, I filled it in all for you. I filled it in for you. You gave me your identification card. I filled in everything else. Like, you're good. Just sign it, and we're good. And that person, whatever, got a little pay raise or whatever, however it works in that situation.
Taking advantage.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
But, I mean, I guess in that credit, would it be, if the person filling out the card, would they be able to understand if he is a person with disability? Because it doesn't say on your ID.
Well, that's the other thing. If he doesn't show recognizable signs,
right, and the
person's not an expert in that situation or recognizing these things, how would he know?
Yeah.
So who is to blame?
It's,
I don't know.
Exactly, because, I mean, he looks old enough. Well, he's clearly old enough to sign for, like, he's over 18. He looks over 18, so it's not like you need a parent or a guardian to, oversee and sign it. So
I guess you wouldn't know unless you were in person there, and maybe there's some sort of indication. But aside from that, how would you know? You might not know.
Yeah.
So, Mark says there's no worse job than those people who stand on the spot all day and flip those signs from slow to stop. That's
I got a worse job.
Do you?
People that dish out parking tickets. That's right
the
up
most
there.
hated job.
That's right up there, I think, with that. It's like it's interchangeable to me.
Yeah.
I think the parking ticket one is even worse because you just have to pay the fine.
Right. Totally, yeah. We can't blame the person for filling out the card. We're not sure if she knew what that's like. Oh, wait a minute now. We can blame the person for filling out the card. We're not sure if she knew
And that's
like, oh yeah,
yeah, that's what we're saying. We just don't know.
just don't know.
That if the person working at Canadian Tire knew any signs that this individual, Tigger, had any cognitive issues. So I mean, kind of the article goes on and says for somebody to purposely give him a credit card and then that's the thing. I think the limit was where when they upped the limit. But again, the company doesn't know. It's just another number, right?
True story,
another credit card number. So for them to up the limit when he meets the first limit, knowing he's a person with disability and on pension is predatory. Right. And no, under certain terms in my world, that's exactly what it is. So his advocate says it's predatory. So I don't know.
Mark disagrees with your parking attendant.
Oh.
Yeah, he says, no way, man. He said, that's walking, and the scene changes. So with the flipper, he's just standing in the same spot.
I suppose.
Oh, there's a lot of worse. You ever seen a porta potty guy that has to clean up the porta potty? That's a bad job. That's a bad motherfucker.
Should we have a show that's just dedicated to the worst jobs?
It's going to be one of my lists. One of my lists. I'll have to find one.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, wrapping up today's show, we're going to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Russell Simmons.
Russell.
Back in the news again. He a couple months ago, he was been accused of being quite inappropriate with some young ladies.
Little handsy.
Yeah. And now Tony's going to tell us what the new happenings is.
She's apparently trying to accuse him of rape. He says, lady, ain't no rape. So Russell Simmons claims...
That's a good Russell voice.
That's exactly the way he sounds. No doubt about it. Russell Simmons claims a woman accusing him of sexual assault sent him loving texts and even nudes after the alleged rape. Her lawsuit is nothing more than a cash grab, he says. Simmons says he and Jennifer... Jarrell Silk.
Okay, well, let's call her Jennifer.
That works. Had a casual relationship for over a decade. Over a decade.
Wow.
And occasionally had sex. Well, the occasionally had sex thing is kind of like, you know her for 10 years. You had more than occasional fucking sex. Right?
Yeah.
But it was always consensual, he said. According to the new legal documents, Jennifer frequently sent him loving messages and unsolicited nude photos, baby. Ooh. Including just weeks after the alleged 2016 rape and long after another 2011 sexual assault he claims she publicly accused him of. Simmons believes there's nothing more than a shakedown and that, quote, only after hearing that women were able to recover money for real abuse by sexual predators did Miss Jarosik decide to see if she could extract large amounts of money from him. So he's just claiming, listen, she turned into a gold digger and she heard other women were doing it, so she said, why not? He also claims that Jennifer had been found by a court to have a prosperity to exaggerate and to suffer from untreated mental health issues. Of course, that's his claim.
Everybody's calling everybody out.
Yeah, I know, it's a whole thing. As reported, Jennifer claims Simmons propositioned her for sex at his home in 2016. When she refused, he became aggressive, assaulted her, and proceeded to rape her. She's suing him for millions.
Wow.
So he says, listen, I got proof. Crazy. That's the one thing. I think it was with the other. What was that other case? The one in Toronto with the guy, the reporter guy that got off on all charges.
Oh,
Gomeshi.
Yeah.
Gomeshi. He says the same thing. Listen, after these ladies alleged that I did this and did that, we still went out on dates.
Yeah,
we still dated afterwards. They still sent me messages. They still sent me texts. Yeah. It was all after the fact. I mean, I'm assuming, and I don't know, but if you've been raped by somebody, you might not want to contact them ever again or send them nudes if it's true, or send them messages. I don't know, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying if he does actually have this proof, that kind of dismisses the case, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
or does it?
If I'm good, I can't. If someone does me wrong, I usually keep my distance.
Yeah.
But for some people, I mean, it's not that easy. Especially when it comes to like relationships, because essentially, you're having sex with somebody that is a relationship in a sort,
right?
To some extent,
it's a type of relationship.
It's a type of relationship, and a lot of people get attached in some ways, and I don't know. Again, it's very blurred lines, very gray area because every case is different. But I mean, I will definitely agree with what you'd say, and what you just said. Where if someone has done you wrong in this situation of sexual assault and you've been raped, the best advice, I mean, you would think would be to stay away from this person and then report them to the police.
It seemed logical, right?
Right, and then don't continue to contact them. Don't go out on dates with them. Don't continue, like, even sending suggestive messages to this person.
Right.
Because you're not only killing your credit, but, I mean, it's kind of making it harder for other people who this person has potentially done this to before, right? So it's kind of just building up their credibility. Well, you know, so, I mean...
it could be hard. I mean, this happened at his home, apparently. This was 2016. It doesn't state specifically whether he assaulted her or raped her, whether it be on the couch, on the mattress, on the tick. We don't know. It's all over the place. We just don't know. It's hard to say. You know, ticks get dirty and you got to put them in the wash. And sorry, it wasn't the best one.
It wasn't that bad.
I had to slide it in.
That was good.
Mark says it dismisses the case unless if, like, they were locked in a basement for decades and got brainwashed too. They might send you nudes because of the brainwashing. So I don't know. Maybe they're predisposed mentally after a decade long.
Well, that's the thing too.
I don't know.
And there's some of these cases where you have to honestly think of how old some of these girls are at the time.
Yep.
I mean, Russell's no spring chicken. He's been in the game for quite some years.
He's old.
And I mean, I'm sure he's been freaking off on some younger, some younger ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, for ladies who probably want to make it in the industry, they know his stature. So,
Sure.
I mean, I'm not comparing him to like R. Kelly or anything, but I
don't
mean,
think we can compare anybody to R. Kelly.
but he's his own. He's got
his own brainwashing tactics.
Yeah, he's his own brand. But I mean, again, it's just like people who want they only go. They're around this person because of who they are, and then they get put into a kind of a really rough situation,
right?
An unfortunate situation. But again, I mean,
it's tough. Kara says if he has loving texts from her afterwards, then I don't know how reliable her story is, and that actually just makes it even worse. Enough with the cash grabs. If you went out on dates afterwards, I agree. Listen, if you went out afterwards and there's proof of that, I think your case is kind of has a lot of holes in it. Yeah. I mean, you know, like if you were scared and you were assaulted and you were raped, the last thing you want to do, I'm sure, is see the person who did it to you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I would have to agree, my friend.
Agreed. Yeah.
And agreed that that was the last topic for today.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody for tuning in to another episode of Talking Trends. Again, we do this Monday to Friday from 5 o'clock to 5:30-ish.
Yep.
You can catch us on iTunes, Google Play, and guess what? Now on Mixcloud.com.
Ooh.
So just search Talking Trends on those specific apps and platforms, and you'll find these two daddies ripping it up.
We'll be everywhere.
We'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you haven't headed over to our YouTube page, subscribe there.
Shouts out to Mark. Dope production value, he says. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, this Saturday, the Jam.
Yes, ladies
Check
and
it
gentlemen,
out.
the
4th year anniversary.
Count 'em.
At the Seahorse. Yeah. We will see y'all there for show.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We'll be pumping that as we get closer to the date, of course.
Yep. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yep.
Pumping some more Thursday action.
And we would love to see you come back to the show and say what's up, ladies and gentlemen.
We would love it. We will see y'all then. Be safe.
And take care.
Peace.
Holla.